This is the birthday stream on my channel. Okay. Time to live stream my birthday stuff on my channel. Oh no! Someone getting whooped. Oh darn trash can at me, try me. I'm burnt to crisp already. And there we go. When? Enjoy my birthday while I can. Dead again. Thank you.
Nice, dude, just ruined it. Yeah, this is why I hate martial arts people. Let's do it again. My God! Get out of here! No fair.
Welcome in, Chips. Playing a bit of Roblox. Thank you. Strongest. My username's up on the thing if you want to join. Bounce and smack! Kid, no. Add me first, and then we can go to a private server. Oh, this kid's not yours. Score it. Ow. Okay, give me a sec. You can collab in, by the way. Chips. Collabs are active and they're free. Load up Strongest and then join my private. Play some pressure. You're joining in? Chips? Jeez, a lot of people got a lot of stuff. Okay, Chips, I'm outside. I have a scythe on my back. Should find me with a scythe. Oh, I see you, Chips. Chips right here. Follow me, Chips. I found a 2-player one over here. There's a 2-player one right here. You ready, Chips? Chips, if you can, try to collab. Thank you. Oh, okay, you ready for this horror game? Oh, and there's a flashlight. Oh, at least one battery. I vote skip. I need you to vote skip, Chips. Vote skip, Chips. Vote skip. There we go. You just gotta click that. Okay. Loot up. I got me some supplies.
Let's set one thing straight. I am not your little buddy, alright?
You gotta loot up supplies and stuff from these drawers. Okay, come on. Open the door. I'll get you some achievements as well. Try to loot all the drawers you can. They're like the best supplies. Oh wait, it's all lockers. These intel, all the intel you find is your money. In this. Here, have this one. Chips. Open the drawer. Didn't get no intel. There's many drawers. Open those. Open here. There's 3 drawers here. You gotta open them all 3. Come on. Hey, come here. Rescue me. I need you to rescue me. Interact with the locker. Not men. Thank you. Here, you go in it next. Interact with the locker so I can rescue you. Here you go. That is void. It's a void mass. If you see that in the locker, watch out. Here's some intel for you. Grab that intel. There you go. You find those in the drawers. That's what we're looking for. Looks like one of the doors are down. Follow me. There's a vent over here. Where'd Chips go? Chips over here. Gotta crouch. I've seen one of these rooms. It's my first time seeing this one. Oh, it's a key card. Need to find a key card. I found it. Come on. Yeah, I got the key card. I'm trying to. Oh my god. Oh my god. There we go. Ship fell. This is not entered right. Here you oh. You want this? Shake your character head up and down if you want this. Here. Don't use the item yet. Save that item for later. Ready? We're moving. Find a locker. Grab that locker. Go in the locker. Go in the locker. Exit. Gotta be careful. That was one of the entities. We made it. There's Void Mass, be careful of him. Gonna get plenty of intel. Right here. This looks like it's going to be... No, okay. We need someone to go in the door. That door. Go through 17. I'll go over here and do this one. You grab that door. Find a locker, find a locker, find a locker. Find a locker. Grab that locker down here.
What was it this time?
Angler. The angler. More documents, because I've been killed by him multiple times.
Maybe try hiding from the big
Zip it.
monster next time.
Zip it. God is why we were trying to do something. I'm gonna head back. My chips. Here, let's go. We'll go. The haunted. Let's try this out. This is called the haunted. I vote skip. Doc. I think we have the... Okay, I got the password. You ready? Come on. Look away from him. Look away. Turn your back on him. Come on. I'm looking at him. Keep a look at him. Keep a look at him right here. Vent, 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 vent. Drop. Get in. Get in, get in. You don't gotta look at him anymore. He's behind us. Don't. He's up there. Keep a look at him. Head down. That's the door up there. Don't look away. There's a door to your back. Chippy, open the door. I'll look.
He smashed through my daughter's treehouse like it was the escape,
Okay.
not the dreams of a
We can let him walk a little.
3 thugs in HOA enforcement destroying the last part of the little girl screamed. These suburban
You
tyrants
live?
had no idea they just declared war on the wrong father. A former
on.
Secret Service agent who taken bullets for presidents. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment below, because what happened next made our HOA president wish she'd never heard the name.
You got into a vent. Okay, come on.
I remember the day we moved to Maplewood Gardens, 3 months after Sarah lost her battle with cancer. Her room, clutching her mother's old sweater. The treehouse was supposed to be her sanctuary, a place where she...
Look, we're gonna be doing things a bit differently this time around, mainly because I currently don't have access to anything written about these guys. Best I can do for you is nudge you in the right direction. You didn't think it was suspicious that the other guy decided to hide?
Oh, you little rat! Cheater!
A promise kept. Building it had taken me 6 weeks of weekends, working through grief and exhaustion. I'd used reclaimed oak.
Wait, you survived?
Sarah had always loved the character of weathered wood. The design included a secret compartment where Emma could keep her treasures, a reading nook with a skylight for stargazing, and wind chimes made from
Oh, you died? Okay, click play again.
The local hardware store owner, Bill Morrison, had donated the paint when he heard what I was building. Lost my Martha 2 years
There you
ago,
go.
he said gruffly, pressing the cans into my hands. This matters.
This is mode hard.
Donna Fitzgerald, our HOA president, stood in my yard like she owned the place, her perfectly manicured finger pointing at my 9-year-old daughter's refuge. This structure violates neighborhood aesthetic guidelines, she announced.
Is it hard, Chippy?
Voice carrying that special brand of suburban authority that makes you want to laugh and scream simultaneously. Behind her stood her 2 enforcers, Rick Barnes, a former nightclub bouncer who looked like he bench pressed his own ego, and Janet Torres,
I got
HOA
press.
accountant who clutched her clipboard like it was the
Okay.
codes. The morning sun
I'll grab
cast
you. I'll grab the
harsh
password
shadows
and then
across
I'll go
their
put it
faces as
in.
They surveyed their destruction. Rick had already torn down the rope ladder, the one Emma had practiced climbing for hours until her palms were raw with the bow. Janet was photographing every angle, documenting their vandalism as if it were a crime scene, which, in a way, it was. They'd arrived at 7:15
Before we go, come on.
knowing most neighbors
I
would
want
be
to check
bored,
something.
thinking they
You head
could
down that way, I
expose
gotta
their
check
range
something
without
up here.
witnesses. But Mrs. Henderson from across the street was watching from her window, phone in hand, already calling other neighbors. Emma had wrapped her small arms around the tree trunk, tears streaming down her face. "Daddy, this is Mommy's house. She made it for me." The words hit me like a physical blow. For a moment, I saw Sarah's face, heard her laugh as we planned this treehouse together. My vision blurred briefly, but I forced the emotion down. Secret Service training kicked in. Compartmentalize, assess, respond. I stepped out onto the porch, my voice steady despite the storm
Remember, this is
raging
where the vent
inside.
dude
10
is.
seconds to get off my property. The neighborhood seemed to hold its breath. Even the morning birds fell silent. Donna's smirk faltered for just a moment as she took in my stance. Feet planted, shoulders squared, the posture of someone who faced down actual
There he
threats,
is.
not just suburban bullies. Rick, however, was too pumped up on his own authority to notice the warning signs.
Okay, look away.
Picked up a crowbar,
So we can move a little.
the main support beam
Remember,
of
gotta
the
look away.
trees. 9 seconds, I said quietly, my eyes locked on his.
There we go. We can
Rick
move ahead.
Barnes stepped forward, cracking his knuckles.
I'm looking at him.
Sure he thought was an intimidating display. You gonna
Okay.
do something about
Doors
it? Call the cops?
to your back.
The law's on our side, pal. He gestured to the paperwork document waving like a victory flag. I looked at Emma, still trembling against the tree, then back at Rick. A smile played at the corners of my mouth, the kind of smile that made foreign dignity nervous during my protection details. No, I said quietly. I have something much better in mind. Something that'll make bullies like you wish you'd never set foot in my yard. The confrontation ended with Donna and her crew retreating,
Come on.
but not before she
I'm looking at him.
a $5,000 fine for unauthorized construction.
Oh, that.
The car disappeared down
Come on.
the street. I knelt beside Emma, wiping her tears. "It's okay, sweetheart. Daddy's not going to let them take your treehouse." She looked up at me with Sarah's green eyes, hope flickering through the tears. "Promise?" I pulled her close, feeling the weight
Oh, ow.
She fell asleep, clutching her stuff. With a glass of bourbon and Donna's citation. The fine amount struck me as oddly specific, not the round numbers you'd expect from standard HOA penalties. I pulled out my laptop and started digging through public records, HOA meetings, anything I could find about our dear president. 3 hours and 2 bourbons later, The deeper I dug, the more patterns emerged.
Same thing again.
Fines always came in specific amounts.
Even though your adversary's toying with you, he still knows to value one's own survival. Follow his lead.
I cross-referenced property records and found something interesting. Every family Donna had targeted in the past 3 years had young children. The Washingtons had been fined $4,000 for their son's basketball. At Cincancho, the Riveras paid
I got jump scares.
The Lynns were hit with $3,800 for a swing set that had been approved by the previous board. Donna Fitzgerald had moved to Maplewood Gardens 5 years ago, right after her second divorce. Court records painted a picture: a failed law career, disbarment for financial misconduct, a bitter custody battle she lost.
Sorry about my
She
screaming.
seized control of the HOA within 6 months,
Ready,
systematically
Chippy?
replacing board members with her hand-picked allies. Since then, HOA fees
I am
increased
going
by
to be screaming a
300%,
lot this stream, I
and mysterious
guess.
Special assessments popped up whenever someone challenged her authority. Her rise to power had
I'll put in a code.
First, she volunteered for every committee, establishing herself as indispensable. Then she'd begun documenting minor infractions, building files on
9.
every homeowner. When the previous president, elderly Mr. Jameson, had tried to rein her in, he'd suddenly faced
You ready?
allegations of financial impropriety. The charges were dropped,
Another
and
try.
signed. But the message was clear: cross Donna Fitzgerald. Within a year, she'd installed her own board through a series of special elections that somehow always
where's my
had
flashlight?
unusually low turnout. The next morning, I watched from my home office.
I dropped my
window as Donna
flashlight.
made her rounds. She'd stop at each house.
We're gonna be. You got a flashlight?
Photographing minor infractions, making notes on her tablet. But when she passed,
Make sure you have that
house,
on,
she'd pause,
so you can see
staring
better.
at this treehouse with an expression I recognized from my protection days. The look of someone plotting their next move. What really caught my attention was when she
And this
stopped
is
and
our
looked up at the
little buddy.
For just a moment, her mask slipped, revealing something raw and painful.
Hello again. Okay, remember, look away.
It vanished as quickly as it appeared. Her routine
Look away
was
again.
precise, arriving at each house
There
at
you
the same
go.
time, spending
Come on.
exactly 12 minutes.
Walk around him. Don't know if you bump him, will he attack you? No.
She'd sit on the bench facing the playground, watching the
To your back.
intensity.
Door straightly back.
Several mothers had started leaving when she arrived.
Front vent.
Something was different. She sat longer than usual, her hands gripping her clipboard
Up here.
so tightly her knuckles were white, her eyes fixed on a mother pushing her daughter on the swings. 2 days later,
You down there?
Janet Torres showed up at my
No, he's
door,
up here.
fidgeting nervously. Mr. Sullivan, I need to talk to you. She glanced over her shoulder as if Donna might materialize from the hedges. I invited her in.
Not again!
Emma at the playground yesterday, she began, her voice barely above a whisper. The way Tommy Barnes was bullied.
You didn't think it was suspicious that the other guy decided to hide?
I had a daughter once. She'd be about Emma's age now if... Janet's voice cracked. She reached into her purse and pulled out a USB drive. I can't watch another child suffer. This has everything. The real financial records, not the ones Donna shows at meetings. My heart raced as I plugged in the drive. Spreadsheets filled my screen,
Bruh.
revealing systematic embezzlement dating back 3 years. The $5,000 fine.
Final try with haunted.
It matched exactly the amount missing from
This is our
last
final
year's
try,
meeting.
Chippy.
But there was more.
We gotta do it, okay? And here we go.
Kickbacks disguised as consulting fees, even evidence of vote manipulation.
We gotta find a locker.
I looked up at Janet, who was twisting her wedding ring, or what used to be her wedding ring. The tan line was still visible.
I'm gonna grab the paper, then I'm gonna head back down. I'm gonna go and put in the code.
Threatening to spill. Because yesterday I heard Donna laughing about making the widower pay. She called Emma a charity case. I've been complicit long enough. Janet's hand shook as she pulled out her phone, showing me text messages from Donna. Delete the Rodriguez complaint file. Adjust the March payment to match what I showed you. Remember, your job depends on your discretion. The messages went back 2 years. Digital trail of coercion.
Okay, we gotta listen straight or try to find a hiding spot.
Janet whispered. Mine was a DUI from college that somehow showed up in a background check. Rick's ex-wife gets alimony. Donna threatened to have her investigated for fraud. We're all trapped. That evening, as I helped Emma with her homework, she asked the question I've been dreading. Daddy, why does Mrs. Fitzgerald hate us? I set down the math worksheet and pulled her onto my lap, searching for words that would make sense to her.
Oh, hey! So, Chip, what should we name him? We gotta give him a name since we run in him multiple times. Will this be Bob? Or will this be Jeremy? What's gonna be his name?
Wisdom beyond her years shining in her eyes. Like when Tommy Barnes is at school because his parents fight all the time, I kissed her forehead, marveling at her insight. Exactly like that, baby. Exactly like that. Later that night, I couldn't sleep. I found
Let's
myself
look away
in
real
the
quick.
garage, going through boxes we hadn't unpacked since the move. In the third box, I found it. Sarah's journal.
Oh, behind you.
Final months. Her handwriting, once elegant and flowing,
He's behind you.
became shaky toward the end. One entry caught my eye. Marcus is so strong for Emma, but I worry. Who will be strong for him? The treehouse.
Doors to
didn't just
turn.
for her,
Take a
it
turn.
was
Take a
him
turn.
too.
Take a turn.
Place to remember joy.
Take a
when
turn,
grief
over here.
feels too heavy. I closed the journal. Tears finally breaking through my carefully maintained paper. Outside, moonlight filtered through the treehouse windows, casting patterns on the ground that looked almost like Sarah's smile. As I climbed back to bed, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown.
I gotta look on him.
Stop digging or things will get ugly. You've been warned. I screenshot the message, adding it to my growing file of
How much
evidence.
flashbangs can you take?
Another buzz, another message. Nice security system. Shame it can't watch everything. My blood chilled. I'd installed the cameras myself,
Chippy.
using the best consumer-grade equipment available. How did they
Over
know?
here.
I checked the feeds. All operational, no signs of tampering. But the message was clear. Donna had resources I hadn't anticipated. If Donna wanted a war, she was about to learn what happened when you cornered a former Secret Service agent protecting the last gift his daughter had from her mother. I was just getting started. I picked up my phone and made a call to Tom Mitchell, my old partner from the
What was
service.
that?
Tom, it's Marcus. I need a favor. How do you feel about a little suburban reconnaissance? His laugh was sharp. Thought you'd never ask, brother. I'll be there tomorrow. The game had changed, but then again, I'd always played for
I'm
keeps.
listening.
The next few weeks became a
head down to this
delicate dance of
locker.
surveillance and counter-surveillance. Using skills I'd honed protecting world leaders, I transformed our home
Doors
into
over
an
here.
intelligence-gathering operation that would have made my old colleagues proud. Micro cameras smaller than shirt buttons went up around the property, hidden in bird feeders, garden gnomes, even Emma's old dollhouse on the front porch. The irony wasn't lost on me. Using my daughter's toys to protect her sanctuary, I started keeping it. Service days, it documented everything: dates, times, witnesses, financial discrepancies. If anything happened to
You
me,
live?
I instructed Emma to give it to Tom Mitchell, my former partner who now worked private security in the city. Like a secret spy book? She'd asked, eyes wide with excitement. Exactly like that, Princess. I'd replied, hating that I had to involve her, but knowing she needed to be prepared. Meanwhile, Donna escalated her campaign with the
No.
military strategist. She scheduled
I
an
died
emergency
the same
HOA
thing
meeting to vote on
again.
removing
I live.
structures that
I will revenge you.
The meeting notice arrived with photos of Emma's treehouse taken from multiple angles and could only have been shot from inside my property line. She'd also hired 2 more enforcement officers to begin regular patrols past our house, always slowing down, always watching. The pressure extended beyond our property. Mrs. Patterson, the elementary school principal, called me in for a concerning matter. Apparently, about Emma's potentially unstable home environment. Mrs. Patterson, a kind woman nearing retirement, looked uncomfortable as she relayed this. Mr. Sullivan, I've known Emma since she started here. She's a wonderful child who's been through a terrible loss. But these complaints, I have to follow. Her eyes told me she knew exactly what was happening. One day, as I reviewed the surveillance footage, I noticed a pattern. Donna would often stand at her living room window around sunset staring at our house. But it wasn't the treehouse she watched, it was Emma and me playing catch in the backyard, or reading on the porch swing, or working on her homework at the kitchen table. The expression on her face...
Whew, did it again.
What I found in the county records painted a tragic picture. Donna had been pregnant once, 15 years ago. The baby, a girl, had been stillborn. Her husband filed for divorce 3 months later, citing emotional abandonment and obsessive behavior. Her law license was revoked 2 years after that for misappropriating client funds. Funds she'd apparently used for fertility treatments. The woman terrorizing my daughter wasn't just a power-hungry bureaucrat. She was someone whose dreams of motherhood had been shattered, watching others live the life she'd lost. That night, Emma woke up screaming from a nightmare. As I held her, stroking her hair the way Sarah used to, she sobbed out her fears. What if they take the treehouse, Daddy? What if they take you away too? My heart cracked. This wasn't just about property regulations anymore. This was about a little girl who'd already lost her mother, being terrorized by someone who couldn't bear to see intact families. Listen to me, Emma, I said, tilting her chin up. Nobody is taking me away from you. And that treehouse, Mommy and I built it with love. Love is stronger than any piece of paper they can wave around. I tucked her back in and walked to my room, pausing at the window. The treehouse stood silhouetted against the starlit sky, the Emma's Castle sign Sarah had painted still visible in the moonlight. I opened my laptop and began composing an email to my lawyer friend, attaching Janet's files and my surveillance evidence. If Donna wanted to use the system against us, I'd use it right back. But as I typed, my security cameras caught movement. Rick Barnes was in my backyard, heading toward the garage. I grabbed my phone and headed downstairs, my heart pounding not with fear, but with the controlled adrenaline I'd felt during presidential details. Whatever he was after, he was about to learn that breaking into an ex-Secret Service agent's home was a catastrophically bad idea. I slipped out the back door, moving silently across the lawn. Rick was jimmying the garage side door, so focused on his task he didn't hear me approach. Looking for something? I asked conversationally. He spun around, nearly dropping his crowbar.
No, come in.
I could see panic flash across his face. Donna said, she just wanted me to get the blue box. Sarah's living containing her lantern, her journal, and most precious of all, the audio recordings she'd made for Emma before she died. Messages for birthdays, graduation, her wedding day, things meant to help our daughter reach milestones without her mother. Get off my property, I said, my voice deadly quiet. Now, Rick backed away, but his bravado returned once he reached the sidewalk. You're gonna regret this, Sullivan. Donna's got plans for you. As he hurried away, I realized this had crossed the line. Donna wasn't just after the truth. She was trying to destroy the very memories that kept Sarah alive for Emma. The realization that Donna was targeting Sarah's memory loss shattered something inside me. For the first time since my wife's death, I felt like I maintained beginning to crack. The blue box wasn't just a container. It held Sarah's voice.
You didn't think it was suspicious that the other guy decided to hide?
I exit the locker at the wrong time.
Donna showed up at my door with 2 police officers. This man assaulted my employee last night, she declared, pointing at me with theatrical indignation. Rick stood behind her, sporting a black eye. Definitely didn't get it from me. He attacked me when I was just walking my dog. I recognized the officers. Martinez and Williams, good cops I'd met at a community fundraiser. Officer Martinez looked skeptical. Mr. Sullivan, can you tell us your version of events? I invited them in, showing them the
Chips,
security
why you had to die like that?
As you can see, officers, Mr. Barnes was attempting to burglarize my property. I asked him to leave. That's all. The footage clearly showed Rick fleeing unharmed. Officer Williams turned to Donna and Rick.
Why?
False police report is a serious offense. But Donna was already...
I'm gonna check my document out.
Personal file cabinet. All of the documents you found can be read
Sebastian,
here in case
zip
you want
it.
to go
Come
over
on.
the fine print again.
Come on,
or if you've
Sebastian.
forgotten something.
Sebastian,
Just let me
hurry
know which
up.
document you want, and I'll get it for you.
Each providing identical statements that I'd made aggressive gestures and verbal threats during the public meeting. It was masterfully orchestrated, just plausible enough to require investigation. The officers apologetically explained they'd need to bring me in for questioning. Daddy? Emma's small voice came from the stairs. She stood there in her pajamas, clutching her stuffed unicorn, eyes wide with fear. Are they taking you away? The look of terror on her face broke something inside me. Before I could stop myself, I wheeled on Rick. You want to traumatize a little girl who lost her mother? What kind of man are you? The words came out as a snarl.
Okay, this is gonna end it off for pressure. We're gonna go strongest.
Fell, crying out as he landed. It happened so
You ready,
fast,
Chippy?
But I knew instantly I'd made a terrible mistake. Donna's eyes lit up with triumph. You all saw that he attacked Rick again. The next few hours were a blur, being handcuffed in front of Emma.
I want to switch over to a brand new game.
The booking process, during which I kept thinking about my daughter alone in the house, terrified her remaining parent was being taken from her. Tom posted my bail within hours, but the damage was done. I had a temporary restraining order keeping me 500 feet from Donna and Rick, effectively barring me from HOA meetings where my fate would be decided. That night, I sat recording a message for Emma, my hands shaking.
Wanna play another horror game?
Daddy can't be with you for a while. Remember what Mommy always
Or you wanna
said,
go to
brave
strongest?
girls can do hard things. I need you to be brave now, okay? Stay with Uncle Tom, keep our journals
Join
safe,
in.
and know that Daddy loves you more than all the stars in the sky. I saved the recording to multiple drives, the irony not lost on me that I was now creating my own messages in case I couldn't be there for my daughter. The crisis deepened when Donna filed for an emergency custody hearing, claiming I was an unstable and violent individual unfit to care for a minor child. The hearing was set for the following week, giving time to mount a defense.
Mega dirt and dirty. Sorry, Chippy, but you gotta go. Chippy. Man just ditched life. Man just ditched life like that. He would ruin my
children.
Chippy, help me here. 2 against 1.
Each had been systematically targeted until they broke. Rick Barnes' defection
Chippy,
precisely
I've come for them. I have come for you, you little rascal.
When classmates I never was perfect, said,
Let me finish him. Nice job, Chippy.
Way too far. Rick's information was explosive. Donna wasn't just corrupt. She was actively working to have
Try me! You're mine, kid. Let's put this one out in the park. Goodbye, kid! Hi. No matter what, if you just fancy, you gotta prepare for a fight uncommon. And I'm getting killed by Luffy.
sister's house 3 times over, watched by people who'd taken bullets.
Chippy.
Threat had backfired.
You.
Our resolve and brought Tom's entire.
Hey, Chippy! Bruh! Get that person that we're after.
Donna began, her voice follow specific Wheeler, whose
Chippy.
family she'd driven out 2 years ago.
There he is.
Talk about protocols, Donna. Call for stealing $50,000.
Oh no, run! Chippy, run! He's awakened. Ah! You get him in your border?
Donna tried to interrupt. These are baseless accusations, I demand. But Rick Barnes stood up. They're not baseless. I was there. I helped you threaten the Martinez family.
I see where you guys are at. I'm heading there now.
The room went silent as Donna's voice filled the space. I don't care if their garden is cultural. Find something wrong with it. These people need to learn their lessons. The recording continued. Each word. Development rights of only over 15 million. Buy your own neighborhood. He stood in front, heading to the exit. Harper?
Hi, Chippy.
We'd like to ask you about your relationship with Titan Construction and certain irregularities in city development contracts. Tom caught my eye and winked. He called in papers from his federal days, and the Bureau had been investigating Harper for months. Our agency Harper was let out.
Come for your own kitty, Lucy. I can't run.
You think this changes anything?
Challenger. I've come for the treasure.
volunteered to lead a community watch. Financial transparency. The healing has begun, but I have one more stood proud in the moonlight, surviving the war every day.
You little rat, you wait until I got close.
pulled out her voice recorder and hit play. Sarah's voice filled the night. Emma, sweet girl, if you're listening to this, it means Mommy can't be there to help you win. But know that every star in the sky is watching over you. Every one of you will be tonight. I sat there until dawn, listening to messages fall. Protecting Emma's innocence. Stronger than grief. Stronger than any force.
Rival back player.
Sarah was smiling somewhere. Proud of it. Proud of it. Suddenly came off the mark. Family.
Son of a gun! Luigi, get out of here! It's gonna end it off Roblox. Bye, Chippy.